So I've had my KTM 1090, this is a 2017, for a few months now. I've put 5,000 miles on this thing. I've done moto camping, 200 plus miles off-road, lots of highway and back roads. And I was in the market for a Tenere 700, and this bike came up at just a smoking price. It's got the front suspension done with gold valves and lots of little upgrades throughout the bike. Cruise control, heated grips. It's the only bike I've had in the last couple years that I really wanted to stick with. The other bikes were fun, but there was always something kind of missing. With this 1090, the motor is just so good. I got it in sport mode right now, which is 125 or 28 horsepower. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's just such a great street motor. Not a whole lot of vibrations, a little bit, like you'd expect from V-twin. But this is KTM's, one of the best motors they've ever made. This LC8 motor, and I feel like by this year, by a 1090, they kind of worked out a lot of the bugs. This is on the original fuel pump and everything. So I don't know. Yeah, it was a great bike for the previous owner who put 31,000 miles on it, and I've put, like I said, another 5,000 on it. Acceleration's excellent. When you put it, it's got quite a few different rider modes. You got, rain, road, street, sport, and off-road. I think I got them all. Let's see, I can verify that here. Let's see. Yeah, we got sport, street, rain, and off-road. When you put it in off-road or rain, when you put it in those modes, it limits the horsepower to 100 horsepower. So it's very manageable. You could ride like that all the time if you were worried about it being too powerful, and it just tames the whole motor down. So it's such a versatile motor. If you're a taller rider, I'm 6 foot tall, I think this KTM is just gonna fit so nicely. Look at that view. Even for me at 6 foot, I'm still kind of tippy-toed, so it's a big bike. But if you're, 6 foot and above, you're gonna feel right at home on this bike. It is phenomenal off-road. I've made some other videos of taking this thing on some, pretty difficult ATV paths and stuff like that, water crossings, and it just inspires confidence. The chassis is, I believe, somewhat long, so it feels very stable, and then the suspension is very good. So look at that, that's gorgeous. So yeah, I think this or Africa Twin, I mean, you got Honda reliability, that's a tough one to bet against, but these KTM 1090s, you can find a great deal on them, and I think people just they're not, maybe they just don't have a lot of knowledge about the big bore KTMs, I know I didn't, and I saw this one for sale, and I kind of started digging into it, and I was like, dang, people rave about these bikes. So yeah, if you're kind of not sure about that or skeptical, I definitely feel like this bike has been great. Starts great. Yeah, it's super fun, very tractable and smooth. There's not like a hit of power, so it just builds, and it's just very torquey. The brakes are okay. These are the stock rotors and everything. They could be better. I feel like that's the one area where I wish I had a little more stopping power. I think for a majority of people, though, they're gonna feel fine. It's just, yeah, I think there could be a little improvement there. So that would be one thing I would do. There's a skid plate relocation of the kickstand, and that gets the kickstand from being mounted to the frame. So that's definitely something a lot of people do with this bike. Mine has that done. I have aftermarket filters in here too, where they put like motocross style filters in here because the system is a little more prone to dust. So something else to kind of take care of or see if it's been done on a bike you're looking at. I got an aftermarket windscreen. For a while I ran the stock windscreen, and it was actually really great off-road because you can just see everything. It's mounted really low. So yeah, no, that was great. But mine came with this one, and I got it on the high setting right now, and without my visor on it, it's very comfortable. It's less strain on my neck. And then off-road I could put it down and it's totally fine. So I've been just running this one since I put it back on. What else? I got bar risers on this. I went with an off-brand Rocks risers off of Amazon. I can link it. They're about 50 bucks, and they seem really good quality, actually. I was a little bit more, I guess I was surprised by that. But for me, I had a half-inch rise before that, and it just wasn't quite enough. This is like a full inch, and you can kind of adjust it and get them forward or backwards, adjust the angle. They're really versatile. So if you're a taller rider and you do a lot of standing up off-road, you know, the stock bars are pretty good, but this is definitely a huge improvement for 50 bucks. It's like, I wish I would have done this sooner. I just put them on yesterday. Yeah, my bike's got it's got heated grips, so I could just set it on my dash here. Let's see. Yeah, heating. Boom, I turn them on. Put it all the way up to max, and they get very hot. So definitely happy with those. I got some different levers on there that are adjustable. Stock seats very comfortable. Let's see, I got the suspension clickers all the way up on the compression. The suspension's set for a 185-pound rider, and I'm about 155, and going off-road I was kind of bottoming at times, so see, I got those all the way stiff, and then I kind of got the back sagged a little bit with a lower rebound, so I really like that setup. Double take mirrors, they're amazing, love these things. They don't come stock with that, but I'd highly recommend some if you guys are skeptical about the price. They're like 130 bucks, but you can just move them on the spot, and that's so nice to be able to do that when you're riding, and then just tighten it down where you want it. Man, it's so nice. Fold them in off-road. I absolutely love these things, and we'll put them on every bike for sure. What else? So yeah, this has been an awesome bike for 5,000 miles. I mean, it cruises all day, you know, 70, 75. I mean, it's fast. I love it. I put a eBay cheap universal slip-on the bike, and that's been an awesome upgrade too, because the stock exhaust on this thing weighs, I don't know, 20 pounds. And then when I threw this aftermarket one on, I'll add it here in the video so you can see it, but it cut so much weight. Looks great. I went with a titanium mid pipe as well. I didn't go with the one that it came with, so that's super light, really strong, burns purple too, so it's got a cool look to it when it heats up. So for 200 bucks, I feel like I have just an amazing setup, and I've only ran it for about 1,000 miles or so, so we'll see long term how it pans out, but right now I love it. I kept the baffle in, so I feel like it's loud enough for people to hear you, but it's not obnoxious. It's like a perfect balance. When you take the baffle out though, it is extremely loud. Like I just couldn't run it. It's just too loud. But yeah, so love this bike. I'm down in Wabasha here, and it's just such a beautiful area of southern Minnesota. We just got bluffs and river. It's just awesome. You can kind of hear the exhaust. It sounds great. Trying to think if I have anything else on this bike. Oh, stock foot pegs, and these things are super wide. They're really wide, so no need to even upgrade. These things are amazing. So I feel like this bike, just what it comes with right off the bat, I mean, it's just like almost ready to go, and it'll surprise you with its capability off-road. It feels like just a big dirt bike, and with the you know, the settings where you can put it in an off-road mode. You can leave the traction control on, and it'll allow you to drift the back end pretty far, you know, without it coming out on you. So I've been kind of messing and taking off the traction control, and I like that because I'm able to kind of you know, drift the back end out a little bit more. But just an awesome bike. I'll stop over here and kind of give a little walk around. There we go, neutral. All right, there she is. I had a yellow little cover, and I guess it came off today, so I'm gonna have to get another one of those. But yeah, thanks for watching. I love doing these review videos. Should have some more coming up here. Got some Yamaha demos coming up at the end of the month, so definitely like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.